used to have to coach at Marshall. You kind of take everything for granted, so that's the truth there. He did a terrific job. All right, we've got a 10-minute. Introduce this next guy right here. Okay, you guys can quit blocking up front. Go ahead, buddy. Here we go. Okay, now, things happen in strange ways. This guy right here, he comes to my clinic all the time. I know him from Man on the Moon. He comes up, asks me some questions, and he says, Coach, on this counter play, what if you did this and stepped here? And I said, God damn, that's a hell of an idea, whatever. So he impressed me, and one of my speakers didn't show up this year, the guy from BYU, so he came a day or so early. So this fellow, his name is Tim Kepple. He is obsessed with football, obsessed. The guy is just, I think he'd rather play work football than anything else, and that's why I'm impressed with the guy. He teaches special ed, what is that called? Yeah. In learning disability in a high school, and then has to go over and drive an hour and so forth. So this is Tim Kepple from Iona University.
Thank you, Coach McNally, for letting me get up here, for letting me speak. As Coach said, I didn't find out until yesterday that I was even speaking here. So I'm just a little bit on the nervous side. I see guys like Paul Alexander and Bob Wiley out there. So bear with me for this. For those of you who don't know what Iona is, I get recruits all the time. I call them up on the phone, said, I'm Coach Kepple, I'm with Iona College. I get their mom or their sister, and they go, hey Joe, this guy actually owns the school. Yeah, that's the absolute truth. We're a small Division 1AA non-scholarship program that's in New York. 1AA non-scholarship. That's a joke. With Division 3 with an attitude. And a very bad one at that right now. Pass protection is what I'm going to talk about because right now that's what we do. That's about all we do. When you talk about pass protection, the last clinic I spoke at, I said I'm going to talk about pass protection. 3/4 of the guys got up and walked out of there. About 10 years ago, I was running wishbone. We would straight ahead beat the hell out of the other guy, try block him, kill him, knock him over, pancake him. As soon as the guys got up there to talk about pass blocking, I said, shit, I don't want to hear about this. So I met a guy named Mike Mazer. Mike Mazer turned my whole head on pass blocking. I started to learn about pass blocking, and it's a damn good thing I did, because that's all we do now. We just pass, and pass. We're a run and shoot team, but we've really bastardized the whole run and shoot system. If Mouse Davis came in and saw what we did to his run and shoot, he'd probably excommunicate us or something. The run and shoot system fits our needs, but we don't have the linemen to run a run and shoot type system. Our guys are small. So we had to change up a lot of what we did from pure run and shoot stuff. We still run all those run and shoot patterns. We run all the choice, the go, smash, whatever, read. We run all that stuff. But we can't block it man on man. Our guys just can't do it. They're just too small. Last season, we were 9-1, undefeated in our conference. We threw the ball, I don't have the exact numbers on this, but I'm pretty close. About 490 times in 10 games. That's an average of 49 passes a game. We completed 270 passes for a 55% completion ratio. We're ranked number 2 in the country in Division 1 AA in passing. In 10 games, we scored 42 touchdowns, 28 of them by the pass. Similarly, we only gave up 15 sacks. We only had 9 holding penalties. That means we were only caught 9 times. 5 successive games in the middle of our season, the hardest part of our season, we went without giving up 1 sack. This was done with a line that averaged 6 foot, 220 pounds. When you see them on film, you won't believe that this offensive line can actually stand there and take on a bull rush of 270-pounder. And we did play against 270-pounders. Canisius, St. Peter's, those guys were huge. We did it by using scheme. We did it by using technique. We technique them to death. You know, as Coach said, you guys get those linemen, you get them for an hour and a half. Well, we have them for about an hour and 3/4 a day. Well, the other guys are over on the side of the field playing catch all day, running routes and running this route and running that route. Now, we can run 1,000,000 routes a day because half our roster is wide receivers. Out of a 49-man roster, out of a 90-man roster, 49 of them are wide receiver types. I'm not kidding about that. Okay? Most of all, this line had heart. They just gave everything they had on every single play. Now, most of our patterns and timing we do out of a run and shoot is just like any run and shoot team. However, the difference is that we do almost all of the run and shoot out of shotgun. So we have to change the protections. We go to a more pro-style passing protection. A good part of our passing game is also the 3-step drop game. We just get the ball, 1, 2, 3, throw the ball. Our quarterbacks count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We think they're on the dance floor. By the way, Bunny Radden would really love coaching with us. We threw the ball 60 times in one game last year, and we happened to win the game too. Since we are a shotgun team, we run mostly pro-style protections. The line uses a balanced up stance. Now I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to tell you this, that, and the other, and at first, this is what we teach them. Then we kind of let them go. First week of camp, we're always in a 3-point stance. We're balanced up. Our feet, when we teach them on the lines on our field. And we teach them so that they're balanced up at first. They're going to sit in there. They're going to learn those power angles. They're going to learn to keep their feet down on the floor. They're going to sit with their toes on the line at first. And that's how we're going to teach the stance. Later on, after the first week, after they learn to go into the 3-point stance, then we go into a better stance for pass protection. We'll bring the post foot up onto the line, we'll drop the kick foot a little bit more, and then we start teaching angles. We got college guys. These guys spend the whole summer in the damn bars playing pool and drinking. Okay, that's why they're offensive linemen. So what I teach them is play the angles. You're playing pool against the guy in front of you. Guys up here, straight on me, I'm going to bring my backside foot up a little bit more. Guys playing off on my outside shoulder more. I'm going to kick back a little bit more. I'm going to pre-kick a little. Guys playing real wide on me. I'm going to pre-kick more. I'm going to open a little bit more and put a little bit more weight on my inside foot. This is what we teach them. This is our basic stance. The inside foot is kept forward. We never let a defender beat you to the inside. Well, there are some run and shoot guys out there that'll tell you, drop the inside foot, let the outside foot on the play side guard, let that become his post foot. We can't do that. First of all, our quarterback's too slow getting out of the center when we are under center, and I'm afraid of the guy shooting A-gap. So we're going to take away that A-gap on the play side guard. If we've got a 2 technique, or a one technique, our first step is going to be a power step. We're going to take that short little power step. We're going to protect the A-gap. I had a player brought out from Rhode Island 2 years ago. Great player, little guy, about that big maybe. Wide, real wide. We had to teach him to take away the A-gap. His nickname became A-gap because every time he stepped on the field, the first thing I'd yell at him is, A-gap! So we had to teach him to do that. Now, that's our basic stance. A defensive charge. On the defensive charge, the defender can only go one of three ways as far as we're concerned. He can go that head faking, but he's either go inside, he's going to go outside, or he's going to come straight through me. We do a drill to learn to move the feet. We call it the 1-2-3 drill. We're no rocket scientists at Iona. This is not MIT. Okay? We sit there, we count to 3. A 1 is an inside charge to us. So we'll sit there and go 1. We'll come back to 2. Back to base. 3. Kick. Back to base 2. Now, the hard part is going from 1 to 3. If I call 1 and now I call 3, these guys are going to do a split like this? Not a chance. Not on my offensive line. Those guys aren't athletic enough. Okay? We're going to do 1. Now if I call 3, he's got to move his foot back to 2 to get to 3. 2, 3. Back to 1. So we're learning to move the feet. This is a drill we use to move the feet. It's just a 1-2-3 drill. I call out the numbers. We go 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2. Whatever it is, and they move their feet to the position to get their feet moving. Then we'll do it with a man in front of them. We'll do it with sandbags. We have a million drills that we do all day long because I got them all day long. Okay? An inside charge. We never want to get beat to the inside. Ever. In our lives. We never want to get beat to the inside. So we're going to make sure we don't. That's a 1 charge. An outside charge. An outside charge is a 3. It's a kick step. We're going to kick and drag. Now, I spend a lot of time with the Jets. I spend a lot of time with Coach Bechtel at the Jets. He's been a great help to me. I spend more money out in Long Island than probably half the people that live there. Kick, step, and drag. Kick and drag. Kick and drag. You're going to drag that foot. I just ruined the whole stage here dragging my foot. But I want to see that foot drag across. We have AstroTurf. And you can see the foot drag. And you can see the inside of their feet. If they're doing it right, the inside part of the shoe gets green all over it. Okay? Bull rush, a straight 2. Now, one of the things we do that might be a little bit differently than most people do on a bull rush, we're not real strong. We're going to try and keep that guy, locked him in there. We're going to hold him in there. But half the time we can't. We're not real strong. So we're going to give ground grudgingly. And we're going to do it in exactly the same fashion that we do a kick step or that we do a power step. We're going to step back a little bit, straight back a little bit, and drag. Step, drag, step, drag. We don't want to give up our post foot. Now, if he tries to come back inside, we still have the post foot. He tries to go outside, we still have the kick step. We're going to keep that post foot up, and we're going to give ground grudgingly. And we work on this. We work on this a lot. Racehorse is a stance that we use for the tackles. It means that we're passing, maybe, probably.